listening to All Chiefed Up.
Chiefs Kingdom, ACU crew, welcome back to All Chiefed Up. We're back with another live podcast for that ass. Steve, it's Thursday night. What are you doing?
Nothing, man. Ready to talk some Chiefs, I guess.
Talking some Chiefs. Ready to talk some Chiefs, Steve. There was a lot of crazy stories out today. Nothing insanely like there's no like can't miss things. Like nothing breaking happened. We didn't have any more Isaiah Bugs incidents. We didn't have nothing like that. But we had a few things, and one of the things today that kind of actually it was yesterday because Kelce come out with New Heights podcast on Wednesday, but this was still kind of kicking around today. Jason kind of brought up the Super Bowl ring thing. And before I get into what Travis said about it, because he said exactly what I think about it and probably what you think about it.
Yeah.
But does the Super Bowl ring, like the error with the Miami 7 supposed to be a 6, does that bother you at all?
No. And before I get into it, just want to say thanks to everybody that's here tonight. Hit that like button for us real quick. We appreciate you guys. But no, man, I don't care. Like, it really makes no difference. It's like something on the inside of the ring. It's as little as calling Miami the 7th seed instead of the 6th seed. Either way, they sucked. They were the bottom of the barrel, basically.
Right.
So who cares?
I mean,
it's
look,
like it doesn't matter.
Is it disrespectful to Miami? A little. But
that's
matter.
Okay.
These rings
I
are
feel
going to
like
like sit to the side, and nobody's really going to see them but the players unless you go pawn it off.
Right. Well, I said when it happened, like maybe they did it on purpose, throwing shade at Hill for running that mouth ever since he left for 2 years. And they're like, oh, well, let's just make them think that they're even worse than they are, you know?
Possibly. Well, let's listen to what Kelce had to say because he had some pretty strong words about it. And yeah, let's go.
One major little goof on the ring. Miami is
Exactly,
Hey,
dude.
something that means nothing. But, dude, he said it. It makes it more exclusive. These are like collector's items now. Who doesn't want it? and again, he was right. You didn't have to put the seeds even on it. Nobody cares.
Yeah, it's such a non-issue. But, you know, everybody's looking for something to say about the Chiefs. They actually added that in with all the off-season blunders for the Chiefs. Like, someone listed it out. I can't remember who it was.
Oh, I've seen that on X.
Yeah, but they even had that in there.
They listed that in Butker's speech. Like, Butker's speech was a blunder. It was like...
Well, first of all, if you're trying to be a smart
I don't think
ass...
you can compare Butker's speech to
No.
a Rasheed Rice hit and run, dude.
But if you're trying to be a smartass and pick out every bad thing that's happened for Kansas City throughout the entire offseason, but you miss the Super Bowl fiasco or the Super Bowl parade fiasco with the shooting, they didn't even mention that. And it's like, if you're trying to be an asshole, that should have been the first thing you put up.
Everything went downhill since that. Do you think somebody put some voodoo on Kansas City with that? Did
Man,
that
I
open
don't
up a
know.
portal to hell?
We might have to
Chiefs?
Mike, we might have to get the Indian chief back out there to do another blessing on the Arrowhead.
Right. And not to mention, after all that happened, now everybody in town decided they were going to turn into Robin Hood, rob from the rich and give to the poor, and now they're going to take the whole freaking team to a different state. I'm glad they stuck it to them right there. Look,
Well.
dude, it's falling apart quick. You know who can right the ship? Andy and Mahomes. Just keep winning. That's how you right the ship.
Absolutely.
But yeah, guys, thanks for being here. I know Steve's already said it, but we appreciate you guys being here right now. Hit that like button if you haven't. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. If you're ready for some nice Chiefs commentary, this is the place to be, Steve. We're almost
sure.
to 30,000 subs.
Absolutely,
So click
man.
the sub button.
Yeah, if you like Chiefs football, you like opinions on Chiefs football, this is a place to be at. Because we all have one. They're like assholes, I heard. You know, everybody has one. And most of them stink, they say.
That's what it was.
That's the beauty
what
of
they
it.
say, right?
We're all allowed to have it regardless. But yeah, man, the ring thing, totally, it just seems like something stupid to talk about because that's how bad we are in the off seasons, right? Like nothing going on, which there are some things that we're going to talk about tonight.
There's some positive things.
Yeah, and we got some stories that we're going to talk about tonight when we're recording our podcast. It'll be dropped tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So be on the lookout for that. But we have some little stories here and there, but nothing crazy, like you said.
Right. It's a lot of little things, but there just seems like it's just one thing after another to the negative. But at least there was a little positive today, and we'll talk about that here. Charles Omenihu posted a video of him rehabbing the ACL, and he looks, 4 months after this surgery, he looks to be going pretty strong. I'll play the video here. Dude,
He's trying to get back quick, isn't he?
he's trying, and he thinks he can get back. And a lot of Chiefs fans, I retweeted that today, and a lot of people commented back with, "It's going to be crazy seeing him out there week 1. He's going to be back week 1, isn't he?" And it's like, he could. I don't know. I mean, miracles happen all the time, But at the same time, realistically, do you want him to come and push that quickly in the season, or would you rather him just start the season on IR, don't take a roster spot, or however they do it? Because he did it last year. This year would be different, though, because last year wasn't a medical IR to start the season. So I don't know if that would be the same. But either way, better safe than sorry, kind of like the way they're doing it with Xavier Worthy right now.
No, I'm totally with you, because when Charles Omenihu was available last year, he was an absolute beast. Like,
he was a monster.
He fits really well into Spag's scheme, and it worked out perfect. So when he was on the field, he was dominant, and you want that. You want that this year. So why would you push him in quicker than he has to? I don't think the Chiefs will. I know Charles Omenihu wants to get back as quickly as possible, but I think they'll take their time with it, get him back in when he's fully 100% healthy. And I think he's going to be a factor on the defense because, Mike, we talked about how they might actually cut him to save cap space and stuff because he wasn't going to play most of the season. It looks like to me that they want to keep him because he was so good when he played. They're like, hey, we like it, that we'll wait. So
I think they kind of just know that they need him and all that good stuff. But it looks like, Steve, we got a 2-bomb from our boy Doug. He says, "3-peat, baby. Let's freaking go. ACU crew. Appreciate you, Doug. Doug in the house.
Heck
Hope
yeah,
you're having
man.
a beautiful Thursday evening, Doug. Hope you have a good Friday." We also got a 10-bomb from our boy Rob Miller. He says, "Gotta love the shade against Miami. They were a 7th seed. Let's be honest, the Steelers didn't belong in the playoffs to begin with. This year, we will be the number 1 or number 2 seed." Steve, the way it looks, like we said, worst possible case scenario. We cannot see this team losing. Or
worst possible case scenario.
Right. We can't see this team getting no worse than 10 wins. Like, we're still getting double digits.
Right. I mean, looking at it, obviously, absolute worst case scenario would be losing every game, right? But, I mean, if you look at it logically and there's no, like, crazy injuries or anything that throws the team off, I think 10's the floor. Absolutely. So, right there with you. I think the Chiefs could go after the number 1 seed this year. Bring this party back to Arrowhead and do it at home this year, man.
The Arrowhead Invitational had to take a year off so they could figure it out. So,
well, they just had to prove to everybody that they're still going to beat that ass on the road. They got tired of hearing that,
Yeah, for sure. Rob, appreciate the 10-bomb, brother. We got another 2 from TGZ. Our boy says, "Cincinnati cursed us for sure." They put something in the chili, man. Maybe they spiked
did.
that.
So I always thought it was cinnamon in the chili, but apparently it's a little bit of voodoo they're throwing in there, baby.
Yeah, they said 1 dash of cinnamon, 2 dashes of voodoo. Dude, well, I don't know. They could have just been eating what Burrow's been eating, Like, this dude's had it rough. Somebody today, I'd actually seen this on X today, and dude, Cincinnati being, like, I do not hate Cincinnati players except for Jamar Chase. He's kind of a douche.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
He's a douche.
Not kind of. He is a douche.
Yeah, he's straight up. He's an idiot. But, like, Burrow doesn't give me a reason to hate him. Like, nobody else is really on that level, right? Like, they all kind of keep to themselves. They're not that bad. But the fan base is freaking annoying and out of touch, and those dudes think that they're something. And they had actually posted a thing today on X that was like, "Name one player more hated on than Joe Burrow, and I bet you can't do it." And I'm thinking, nobody hates Joe Burrow because it's Joe Burrow. They hate Joe Burrow because you idiots won't
because
stop
your
talking
fans,
about him.
yeah, exactly. The fans make you hate them.
And they're like, "Well, you all talk about Mahomes." Yeah, wonder why. He's got 3 Super Bowls. He's never done worse than losing an AFC championship. He's broken every major record he can break to this point, you idiot. Like,
they're not the same.
Dude, it's not the same at all. And these people are just on another level of ignorance. And Buffalo's right up there with them half the time.
Absolutely. Doug with another 2 bombs says, "ACU, who do you think will be the camp darling?" I like this one because it's you're already kind of seeing it to an extent. It started out really heavy with like Carson Steele, Louis Reese-Zammit.
Louis Reese-Zammit was a big one.
So that's like the ones that you really thought were going to be it. But now you're starting to see Nico Remigio kind of take over the reins of that, being the camp darling, because a lot of people are really horned up to see him try to make the squad this year. What do you think, Mike? Who's going to end up being it ultimately? once they get it started?
Man, it kind of depends. I think there's going to be there's a couple big stories, like left tackle battle,
Can I say something real quick before
go ahead.
before you say your answer?
Yeah.
I would just like to remind you that 9 out of 10 times the Camp Darling does not make the final roster.
Yeah, I mean, true, right?
It's very true. Go back and look at it. Like last year, it was Amir Smith-Marset. The year before that, it was Deneric. No, last year was Deneric Prince too, right? So they were like the two hype ones. Who was the other ones? Cornell
Justin
Powell
Ross has been a Camp Darling. He's made the team before.
Yeah, I don't know, but it seems like a lot of the time it's guys that don't even make the team.
True. But yeah, we got a left tackle battle going on. I think there's a lot of like who's going to replace Snead, who's going to get that second corner spot, and also maybe rounding out the entire corner room. Who gets that? I think another intriguing one that everybody's not really looked at to date, because I don't think it affects the starters, but it's the depth and it's the rotation. It's how many will they keep. I think linebackers is kind of a fun thing to watch. I don't know if they're going to, you know what I mean? Like last year they kept Cam Jones and Cole Christensen played at times. And I always forget the dude, Travis Kelce, just cold-cocked right in the nose. Jack
Cochran.
Jack Cochran. Oh, cold cock. There you go.
Cochran.
Oh, Cold Cochran there. Oh, Jack Cochran. So I don't know if they'll make the team, because Jack Cochran actually made the roster last year, right? Straight up. They made the 53, and it confused the hell out of everybody.
Well, they always take more linebackers than you think they're going to take.
And now the special teams rules. And that brings me to another one. Special teams rules is another one to watch. And then, of course, the whole wide receiver position. That was never going to end. I think the running back room's a little bit of a fun buzz. I think the I'm going to go on a weird angle from this. And I think once they get pads on and they start running some plays in the offseason and at training camp, I think you might see a lot of Jared Wiley buzz. That kid is very special. And when he gets out there and catches a few touchdowns and makes some big old acrobatic plays like I know he will, there's going to be a lot of people being like, he should push Noah Gray. Noah Gray needs to go. Like, I can totally hear that because people don't love Noah Gray anyway.
I'm excited to see what they allow Noah Gray to do this year in his contract year. Because with Kelce's like aging, right? So it's
but Noah Gray's not untouchable. Jared Wiley could totally pass him in snaps if he comes out and just tears it
But
up.
I do feel like Noah Gray could show out a little bit if he got more opportunities. We've seen him do it in flashes. Yeah. So I like it. Mike, just real quick before we move on to the next one. So what do you think's more – what's going to be what's the word I'm looking for? What's going to be the bigger buzz? Is it going to be the camp hype of, say, if Jared Wiley ends up being the camp darling – do you think that's going to be stronger than the rooting against Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney to not make the team?
That's a big one. I think a lot of Chiefs fans that really wave the Chiefs flag
are rooting against those two.
And come at us all the time and say, you guys are too negative. You guys, you don't do this right. I'm not watching anymore. You're too negative. This is stupid. But yet they'll sit here all offseason and talk down about Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore and all the players that still wear that Chiefs logo proudly across their helmet and their chest. Okay? Yeah. And people want to see their downfall. I don't know. I'm not going to root against anybody. If you can make the team,
I didn't ask you. What do you think Chiefs Kingdom's going to do? Root harder against Sky Moore?
Chiefs Kingdom's going to root against Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney by far. And honestly, I think they'll root harder against Sky Moore than Toney. They don't have any chill when it comes to a guy 2 years in the league. Like, you ought to be in the Pro Bowl by now, bro. Like, we're not doing it. After 2 years, you got to be Hall of Fame level, or you're not playing on this roster.
Right. No kidding, dude. They're brutal. They're brutal. Rob with another 10 bomb says this team will be 15 wins. They're hungry and ready to go. Hashtag we are the villains. Mike, we claim what almost like immediately after we started this channel.
We were claiming villains last year, Super Bowl against the Eagles. Right around that time was our first video.
It was time to take it over, right?
Yeah,
like
we
you
put
just have to own it
on a cover of a video and said we're the villains.
You have to own it, and I think this team has taken that to heart. They've actually owned it. They don't care now. They went on the road last year, every game of the playoffs, and whooped that ass, Mike. They didn't care, and they loved it. They loved the hate they were getting. They fed off of it, and they did what they had to do. So I agree. I do think this team. What's the best? Was it 14 wins? I think was the best season we've had under Mahomes. I think it was 14-2.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever got to 15-2.
It's before.
Right?
I think it was 14-2 before they added the game.
Before they went to the 17th game.
I think it was.
I think another reason the Chiefs were, people don't like success. America used to be a big-time underdog story kind of thing, right? They'd always pick the underdogs. They always want underdogs to win. They like a good underdog story.
Still do it.
They still do it, but boy, once you win that one, you're not underdog anymore. Like you're fair game. They're gonna come get you for everything.
They'll get sick of you as fast as they fell in love with you.
Do you feel like I feel like the new underdog story in the NFL that everybody's cheering for is the Lions out of the blue. I feel like the Lions have turned into that new America's team underdog story.
Absolutely. I've seen
and
a lot of people
are now the supervillains, right? We're the Patriots.
Yeah. A lot of people are predicting the Lions and the Texans to be in the Super Bowl, and I'm like, you guys are dreaming.
I kind of think the Texans aren't going to put it together. Like, you can go buy that super team that we see, and it did work for the Rams to a certain degree, but
it worked for the Bucs too.
But look, Matt Stafford's a different story. Tom Brady is a different story than a second-year C.J. Stroud, who, by the way, was a good quarterback, but he wasn't amazing, exceptional, couldn't be beat. I just don't think people knew how to defend him. And now that they've had a whole offseason to watch him and get some film,
and he's still a young player. He's trying to learn it.
Right.
This stuff,
let them fall into something that confused. If Mahomes got confused with a cover 2 show, they're going to find something that confuses a C.J. Stroud. And then you're going to have to be like, well, can he come out and beat it like Mahomes did and still win some Super Bowls? Or is this going to be like his Achilles heel? Is this his kryptonite?
That's the thing, man. Mahomes wasn't even just confused by it. He had trouble figuring out how to adapt. And it took time. It took a lot of time. It took a lot of time. So, he could definitely run into something like that. Who knows? Appreciate you, Rob. We got a 2-bomb from Gamer Player. What's up, my man? He says, howdy, guys. Caught another live cast. No love for Sky. Absolutely not, man. Glad you could be here again, by the way. But shout out your boy. I forgot his name. Is it Dave Miller?
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, shout out him. But yeah, appreciate the 2. And you're not going to get any love for Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney. It's not going to happen. People are going to be rooting against it, which is weird to me because me, Mike, I've been guilty of giving the benefit of the doubt to Sky Moore too much.
Yeah.
Like to a fault. But like now I won't put, I'm not going to like stand on any Sky Moore hill at all. I'm done with that. But I'm still rooting for him to hit his peak.
I still see a little something in him.
Turn the corner, do something, man. Yeah.
I still see a little bit of something in him. Again, I don't think you can be like that harsh. When you have a baby, you love that baby. And when you draft Sky Moore in the second round, hey, that's a baby we have to love. Just because the kid, when they turn 2.5 going on 3 and they still haven't peaked to Einstein levels, you just don't throw them out the dumpster. You got to nourish that baby.
But after the 3rd year, you can consider it.
After the 3rd year, go ahead and put them up for adoption. They're going to be a failure in life. Just go ahead and do that. No,
man.
I see some things in Sky Moore that I kind of like, and I really do like his work ethic. I like the way he's approached this season. He's actually approached every season pretty well. This year, it looks like he actually is taking it better. And look, I've seen it's not been very well known. The Chiefs aren't really throwing it out there a lot, but he's made some pretty good plays in these limited voluntary OTAs and everything. He's been out there making some plays, and look, he's done that before. Year 1, year 2, he was making some plays and it looked different. So that's what we said. Like, we can support Sky Moore, but we can also be hard on him. And we can also say, hey, I want you to succeed, but you got to grab the reins and do it. Like, I'm tired of, like, babying you.
Something else that I wanted to bring up is, like, we gave a lot of shit to Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason being is he's a veteran in the league. He was getting paid $11 million per year, and he wasn't doing anything. He was ass cheeks 99% of the time.
His $11 million per year was more than Sky Moore's whole entire rookie contract, I believe.
Right, but while
pretty close to it.
While we were talking about him, the feedback we got from everybody was that you're being too hard on him. You're being negative.
He was good in the playoffs.
Don't talk about the players like that. Blah 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 blah. But Sky Moore sees the hate he's getting from Chiefs Kingdom. If I can see it,
dude, Tony does too.
Dude, if we can see it, Mike, and everybody in this chat knows it, they've seen it everywhere, all over the internet. They see it. So why are you so worried about hurting a veteran's feelings getting overpaid, but you don't care to have a guy that's trying to figure things out in the NFL and is, coming into his 3rd year?
Dude, NFL's tough too.
Yeah, that's wild, man. It's wild to me.
I think we're used to like the Madden kind of thing. Like you draft a 62 overall in Madden and you turn him into a Pro Bowler at the end of year 1 because his speed's high, right? And then the Chiefs, look, Rashee Rice. If Rashee Rice would have struggled the whole season like he did in the first 4 or 5 games, would everybody been calling for his ass right now?
I don't know.
Like if he would have never figured it out?
makes you wonder. Doug, been a member for 9 months now. He says, how do you think Jaden Hicks will do? This one, this is one of the greatest YouTube channels. Fabulous work, gentlemen. Keep grinding. Sorry, I can't read, Doug. It's been a long day. But
Steve's not reading well today.
Appreciate the kind words, my man. Glad you're still a member after all this time. It's good seeing you. Mike,
Steve,
we got two bomb
for you.
We got 2 bomb for our boy Enrique real quick.
Hey, before you do it, take a look. It's in a book, Reading Rainbow. Steve, you got to get that Reading Rainbow going. You got to get back in the reading game. You're tired. Wake up. You're so mad right now. Are you going to play it?
Shut up. What? I said shut up.
I knew it.
We got 2 bomb from Enrique here. And look, Mike, I'm going to read it correctly, okay? The Chiefs are never underdogs. Mahomes said it. Okay? And they're not. People know that.
I got 5 words for you. You said it right, Steve. Good job.
Yeah. No, but, I mean, Mahomes is right. They're never underdogs. People want them to be. That's the thing about it. People hate on them so much now. Every time look at it right now. It's offseason. What's the popular story of every offseason? The Chargers can beat them in the AFC West.
Oh, yeah.
The Joe Burrow's going to dethrone Patrick Mahomes this year.
The Raiders are coming back this year.
And then it used to be Justin Herbert being the young gun. Now it's C.J. Stroud. It's like there's always something. They're always going to pin someone against the Chiefs, and they're always going to give that other player the benefit of the doubt.
Doesn't it make sense, though, Steve? Think about it. ESPN, we'll say 20 billion people watch ESPN.
No, they don't.
5 million? Okay, I'm just going to say for whatever. But 5-6 million are Chief fans. The world is rooting against the Chiefs. So doesn't it just make you popular to always be the one that's not – like it's boring if they're just like, Chiefs win, just cancel the season. So, of course, they're going to rile up the majority. And yeah, I get it. Mahomes is – you're not an underdog with the Chiefs. But at the same time, Vegas puts us as underdogs a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they will do it.
Well, let's be honest. The way the Chiefs were playing offensively last year, I think they kind of deserved to be the underdog in a couple of games. But they were able to go into the playoffs and peak at the right time and, like, put things together. So, I mean, it was just a really good playoff run for the Chiefs last year. Yeah. Pretty freaking epic, actually. It's one of the best ones ever if you go back and look.
The way they had looked all season, it felt improbable, to be honest. Like, it really did. But
you know, that's the thing. Because you had Mahomes and you have Andy Reid and Chris Jones and Travis Kelce, did you doubt it, though? Like, it's funny because
you got to get there. You just got to get there, you know? And the Chiefs
we said that all season long. Like, we were down on the Chiefs a lot because the offense was so stagnant last year. We talked trash, but what did we always say afterwards? But all they got to do is win the AFC West, get to the playoffs.
Get to the tournament.
If they get there, if you got Andy, you got Mahomes, Kelce, and Jones, man, you can run those games off.
Dude, speaking of getting to the playoffs, I seen ESPN throw up a graphic today, and I can't remember exactly the number, but it was talking about AFC teams' odds of making the playoffs as they sit right now. And they had the Chiefs number 1, and I want to say we were in the 80s. They're already giving us over an 83% chance of making the playoffs. That might not be the exact number, but it's up there. But, I mean, I think it's possible. And not to mention, look, the AFC West isn't the strongest it's ever been. It's been down for a little bit, you know.
It's getting better, I think.
It's getting better, but
they're trying to come back. Like, I don't know. We'll see. All I know is that Brendan Staley's not coaching the Chargers anymore. That guy was ass cheeks. So, I mean, that's a good thing for them. Even if I do think that Harbaugh's going to slow them down and they're not going to be that dynamic team and everything. Because he had a boring-ass offense at Michigan. Let's be real about it. But
he just runs the ball and throws it deep.
Right.
That's all he does.
So, that's the thing. I feel like they did improve, though, because Staley was so bad. Like, that's an improvement. And then you have Sean Payton in his second year now, minus Russ. So he's getting a little bit more comfortable in his position. He's getting a quarterback that doesn't suck as bad as Russell Wilson. Well, I say that, but they don't have a great quarterback. But I think Bo Nix could be good. I'll preface it with that. He could be good. We'll have to see. But
could be good.
They are improving. And then, of course, the Raiders' defense is a hell of a lot better than it used to be. So I do think the AFC West is back on the rise, and I think it's going to be a little bit more competitive. So definitely got the work cut out for him, Mike. But we have another freaking 10 bomb from Gamer Player. It says, Mike, even when he catches the ball, he bobbles it. Same with Tony.
Why are you dressing me? What'd I say?
I don't know. Are you talking? I think he's talking about Sky.
Yeah, he's talking about Sky. Look, everybody bobbles every once in a while. I don't know if Sky bobbles every ball he's ever caught. Like, He didn't bobble the touchdown against the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know.
Isn't it funny? He makes that catch against the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Nobody talks about it. He still asks.
Because it was easy. But McCole Hardman turns into a hero.
Catches the same easy ball next year, and he's a freaking hero.
Yeah,
it cracks me up that people just love to they nitpick on things they don't like, and they turn a little blind eye to things they do like. That's just the way it is. Look, you can have your opinions. I'll have mine. I think there's something there, and I just want to see it be found. And the funny thing is, Andy and Brett seem to be agreeing, but we'll see.
Well, that's the thing, gamer players. I think that's the least of the worries with Sky Moore's hands. He's never had a problem. I mean, if you go back, he's got 4 drops his entire NFL career. And let's be honest here. We looked up the stats. Patrick Mahomes doesn't throw very accurately to Sky Moore. Now, could that be his fault because he's not running the routes? He's not pacing them right, something possible. Like that? Absolutely.
Steve,
not saying he's at no fault there.
Where did you get the 4? When I looked on PFF, I seen 2.
I was thinking
entire career.
I was thinking 2 each year. Was I wrong?
I think it was just 2 for his entire. I think a lot of people remember back when he was bobbling punts.
Yeah, that's what
with
got
Dave
people
Tobe,
on
and they
that
would not
train.
get off of him. But look, he still had a big, nice punt return there against. I think it was the Bengals. That helped us win that game. Yeah, and he still made a play when it counted, and he endured. I don't know.
I do think that was a very slapnut thing to do for Dave Tobe to drill that kid into punt returning over and over and over again when he had never done it, and he was obviously not comfortable doing it, but he just kept putting him out there. And then it kind of put a target on his back, I think.
Yeah, did we not have somebody that could do that?
Wasn't McCole Hardman on the team then?
Yeah, he was on the team.
Yeah, and here we are putting. Yeah, it made no sense. It was
but
just
we had
a bad.
To have other people, even if you didn't.
I
get
it,
Hardman.
But that's just a bad coaching decision, in my opinion. It just is, and I'm not saying
maybe one of the worst. That has to be the lowest point of Dave Tobe in Kansas City.
Well, absolutely,
I remember people were calling for Dave Tobe's job at that moment.
I think people were considering it because it's like, what the hell are you doing, dude? Like, everyone knows Dave Tobe's a great coach, and he's even technically second in command behind Andy, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like, we know he's a good coach, but that year he was being very stubborn.
People have been wanting to fire Dave Tobe. Okay, I remember that. They were all about firing Tobe. People wanted to fire Spags. There was a time when everybody was wanting to get rid of Spags.
That's still wild to me.
See how
2 years later.
Dude, everybody jumps. But let them redeem themselves. Maybe Sky Moore's got a redemption story out there, and who knows? If he don't, we'll find out.
We'll see. He could pull a Joe Horn and go be getting somewhere else.
He'll get his ass in here and play a little bit. Good deal.
Well, it's the same with Kadarius Toney, dude. Like, just the ability that kid has and what he could be is just insane. It's just like, I think it's just going to take a little bit of focus from him. Dude was in his head last year.
If he wants it. I think Kadarius Toney, the only thing that stands between Kadarius Toney and being great is Kadarius.
Absolutely.
Toney.
Right here in between his freaking ears, bro.
Yeah. This little pea brain up here that he can't figure it out. Like, he's too busy writing rap lyrics. You think that's why he drops balls? Like, he's trying to find something that rhymes with orange, and he can't. He's like, what? And he just drops it, right?
He's just overthinking, man. He might have. Kadarius Toney might be smart. He might have a giant brain for all I know, but he's definitely in his head too much when it comes to this kind of stuff. I think that first game against the Lions last year set the tone for him.
Yep.
He just couldn't get out of it.
Melissa says last year was a horrible situation for the wide receivers because no one got in rhythm.
Also, coaching problem.
Nail on the head. That's the only reason we didn't like 7 wide last year. Mm-hmm. And look, you can still take 7 wide. But in my opinion, let the best 4 to 5 play and let the other guys be there for just insurance. You didn't have to try to loop them constantly. Now, if there's an injury, you have to do that, right? But it just didn't make sense. And a lot of people are still thinking 7 this time because Rashee Rice could be.
I'm good if you want to take 7, but they don't all have to have snaps.
Look, if Rashee Rice starts the season suspended on an exempt list, he does not count against the 53 man, right? Like, won't he get an exemption on the 53? So you can still technically just take 6 wide, and then when he comes back, somebody just drops.
Who are you talking about?
Rashee Rice.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
With the exemption list, right? Like, I don't know if you have to count him as a roster spot.
I don't know. Does it matter? He's not on it.
Year?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
I feel like if you're on an exempt list, you don't count against the roster. I could be wrong. It could be you count. I'm not for sure. To be honest, look, I don't care.
You're thinking way too far ahead. You're thinking way too far ahead.
I'm not. I'm just trying to say what people are saying about we might take 7 because Rashee Rice could
Yeah.
miss games.
No,
and I'm
but-
just saying if that happens.
Yeah. No, Melissa, you're 100% correct. Like, rotating them out like a damn hockey team last year was a terrible idea. I don't know if that was on Nagy or if it was on Reed or whoever made that call there, but it was not a good one.
Right. Lisa says she's done with Tony. A lot of people could be. I thought the Chiefs were going to be done with Tony when he got on Instagram and talked crap about the Chiefs after being a healthy scratch. And if you remember at the beginning of last year, I know Chief Kelce, I don't know if he's in here or not, he claims over and over that Brett Veach never said that Kadarius Toney was the number one. But a lot of people remember that conversation happening, and I've never been able to prove it or disprove it. I just remember there was a time when we heard that Kadarius Toney was wide receiver one.
Well, I don't think he outright said it, but there was an interview before the season started last year with Brett Veach when they brought up the wide receiver position, and they were asking about them getting a number one wide receiver or going after D-Hop, something of that effect. And he said, we have full confidence in Kadarius to take that over.
Right. And then he goes to camp and he injures himself in the freaking pregame warm-ups catching punts. Okay.
Yeah.
And then he gets back for Detroit, and we were even like, why are you rushing him back against Detroit so well? This dude's coming off an injury. He's missed all of camp, and then he comes in, has the worst game he's ever had, set him up for the worst season he ever had, and then all Chiefs Kingdom said, well, it doesn't matter. All we need Kadarius Toney for, he just got to be healthy for the playoffs. And then we get to the playoffs,
He's
and
healthy.
a healthy scratch
He
the
doesn't play,
entire
yeah.
way. So why in the hell did we even mess with it at that point when he come out and started talking trash last year? It's weird.
Obviously, there's a lot more to it than we know. Andy and them are not going to keep him on the team for no reason. So if he's around, there's
Maybe
a reason why he's around.
Remember, he said he was hacked.
He wasn't hacked.
He said he was hacked and it was AI or something.
That's
Look,
crazy.
I don't dislike Kadarius Toney as a human. I'm sure he's a great dude. I just want him to be successful. I'm not going to cheer against them or Sky Moore. I hope they have great camps, to be
Absolutely. Yeah, just real quick, just want to take a second and say thanks for being here. Almost 500 people in the house tonight, whether you're on YouTube, X, Facebook, whatever you might be watching on. Hit that like button for us on YouTube. If you're on X, if you can, repost it, get it out to more people. And if you're on Facebook, hit that little thumbs up. We appreciate you. Mike, we got another freaking two-bomb from our boy About Time. He says, Blue Chews for more. Offensive Player of the Year next year, baby.
Oh, no.
Man, he might need a lot of Blue Chew to pull that one off.
If we could sneak about a carton of Blue Chew, just put it right in his Gatorade, maybe he can get so horned, he just goes out there and he just has no, like maybe all the blood rushes to his hands. Because, it's like confused.
Well, as long as the Gatorade doesn't get confused and Chris Jones drinks it, because then he's going to be offsides every play.
Dude, that would look like, you ever seen those, like those old movies, like medieval times where they do those like javelin spears
jousting?
with the horses, the joust? Yeah, Chris Jones be jousting everybody out there.
Couldn't even line up, bro. You have to get 20 yards off the line of scrimmage or it'd be D4'd all over again.
Bro, he just bend forward. It's like tripod. He just holding himself up like this, just looking around.
All right, that's
They're
enough
like,
of that.
Christopher, get back.
It's getting wild in here. We got a 5-bomb from Gamer Player. He says, for you guys, I'll give both receivers a little, and I mean a little more time. One game, LOL.
No.
Wasn't coming at you, Mike, just a response. Yeah, no, we know you weren't coming at us, Gamer Player. It's just the football discourse, as our boy Broshmo would call it. You got to have it. You got to be able to talk back and forth about it. I think giving them Kadarius Toney's on a shorter leash for me because he's more experienced. He's been around longer. He should have it together by now. Sky Moore, I don't know. I feel like if they give him the opportunities and they use him in a way that he can be effective and he's still not doing it, I'm done with that too. So, I mean, for Sky Moore, I think if he don't start producing by the end of this year, I'm done with it too. Tony's got to step it up early because he had such an ass year last year that he's got to do something, man. Like,
I think Toney too, he's a little more proven that he can prove, or he has proven that he can play in this league and he can be effective. Sky Moore's not necessarily proven he can play in this league yet. Like, to be honest, like he's got flashes. Do you remember that nice, pass he caught up the sideline against Jacksonville last year? In
absolutely.
Game 2?
If you get him the ball quick, you swing it out to him and let him get yak. That's what he's good at, and he showed that a couple of times, but they didn't go back to it. So, I mean, really, like his problem is he's not as versatile as you need to be for Andy Reid.
Look, we've looked
and
it up
that's
before.
that's on Sky. He's got to figure the rest out.
We've looked it up before. Sky Moore's there's a lot that Sky Moore can be blamed for, but Patrick's not very accurate when he throws to Sky Moore. Sky Moore creates 6 feet of separation on average, which
That's
is one
wild,
of the tops
dude.
in football. And people say he can't get open. I don't know.
He's very
where
fast,
they're getting
dude.
that.
Sky Moore's very quick in small space. I'm talking like borderline Tyreek quickness by the metrics. If you go look at his stuff,
Dude,
yeah.
one of his big things when he was coming out of college was his ability in quick, in tight spaces like phone booths kind of stuff. So I think it's just mental for both of them. I just hope they both have a good year.
Let's hope, maybe. Let's pray for him. Everybody say a quick prayer for Sky Moore and Tony to have a good year for the Chiefs, baby.
No more voodoo.
We got a gifted membership from our girl Brenda. We appreciate you, Brenda. If you get that membership, make sure to thank her in the chat. And also, Ray been a member for 7 months now. He says, Mike and Steve, where in the world is K-Wayne?
K-Wayne at
All right.
America Trucking.
Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. I ain't even looked at the chat, and I don't want to look at it because I don't want anyone to ruin it for me.
K-Wayne's here? Is he here? Yeah, okay. K-Wayne's here.
K-Wayne's in the house.
He's in the house. So he'll be able to tell us. Okay,
Last-
here we go.
Last time he had the misfortune of being in Cleveland, so let's
he's in
hope.
Cleveland. I feel like he's staying up that eastern corridor. I don't think he's out west yet.
Something's got me thinking south, baby.
It's only been 2 days, so he can't be that far. He can't be in California by now, unless he's driven like a bat out of hell.
I don't know why, Mike. I'm feeling Georgia. Georgia's just screaming at me. I'm going
I was
Atlanta.
feeling Georgia.
I'm going Atlanta, baby.
Okay. I'm feeling. I think maybe K Wayne was trucking to Cleveland because he was going north. I think he was going to maybe he was on his way to Detroit. Maybe he was on his way to. Well, it's not near Chicago.
Mike, just pick one and stick with it, baby. You got to pick one. I'm going with Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Detroit. I think he's up in Detroit. I think he caught a load.
I picked Detroit last time.
No, okay, wait. I can't do Detroit. There's no way. There's no way he'd have got to Detroit and still stay there. So he's got to be down. Okay, I'm gonna say K Wayne is in Tennessee. K Wayne's in Tennessee, baby. Let's go.
I feel like if he came up 65 through Kentucky, Mike, he would have shouted. He would have been like, "Hey, what's up?"
How the hell did he get to Atlanta, Georgia then?
I don't know, but he normally asks for clearance through Kentucky. I'll get a message from K Wayne. He's like, "Am I allowed to come through?" Yes, of course you are. Let's go, K Wayne.
Man, then he's not been here. Then maybe he went around us. Maybe he's like Virginia. K Wayne will know. K Wayne, can they still deliver stuff in Virginia because of that giant bridge collapse? Like, have they fixed that yet?
Mike, you were so close, dude.
See, I kind of knew it. I kind of knew he's going to Michigan, but he just must have been hanging out up there, man.
Yuck Food Tube says he's outside my window over here.
Oh.
Like, if you look very closely, right there, you can see his face.
There he is. K Wayne's in
Man.
Grand Rapids, baby.
That's crazy.
Steve, you ever been to Michigan? You ever traveled to the good state of Michigan?
I don't know. Did we ever play music in Michigan? Maybe.
No.
I don't know. Who knows?
I was in the very lower part of Michigan, and I actually went to Lake Michigan a little bit last year, like last March. It was cold as piss outside, and but dude, Lake Michigan right there. There's this little beach called New Buffalo or something, and it looked like you're at the ocean. Like Lake Michigan is.
Oh yeah,
huge,
they're
dude.
massive. They're massive.
They are, dude. As far as you could see, it looked like it was an ocean. Like you couldn't see anything.
Karth says that K Wayne was the guy singing outside your window the other day, Mike. That was actually K Wayne.
Was it? Man, I don't know what happened. That was wild.
Next time K Wayne's singing outside your window, you gotta give him some lessons. Like, come on in, K Wayne. We'll sing a song together.
Singing a little bit.
Yeah, man. But no, super excited for the Chiefs to get back at it, man, in camp. There's so many things that we could just continue to talk about. Wide receiver room is one that you could talk about for days. So I think it's going to be fun to see how these guys react to. Like I said, Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, they've heard all this. They've heard all the trash talk, and they've heard everything. So I mean, let's see how they respond. You know,
Melissa. What the hell's Melissa talking about today?
Uh-oh.
Melissa, you know what you remind me of?
Melissa
Hold up.
Did she sneak into the Blue Chew stash?
Yeah, she reminds me of this.
Oh, you gotta give him that huck to it. Spit on that thing.
Oh no.
What is that? The viral TikTok girl's here. What is Melissa doing out here? Is Melissa the viral TikTok girl? Hot Tua. Steve, just go ahead and get out of here. Okay, I'm taking over for the night. Let's see what's happening. Steve, get back in here. K Wayne's wanting some Feliz Navidad, and I don't know how to do it.
Feliz Navidad.
Oh God, he's black singing like in the dark. What
There
are
we
you
go.
doing? Get back in here.
I'm back. Good grief, man. What's happening around here?
You didn't like it? You didn't like the Hot Tua girl? Dude, she's a viral sensation right now, dude.
Hey, Yuck FoodTube says maybe she's a trucker. I mean,
She talks like a trucker. K Wayne, you talk like that? Why's that always a
Look.
thing?
Richie said, I'm out, guys. Later on that note.
He said later.
Have a good night, Richie.
No, Richie would know. He's a comedian. He knows all about it, bro. Why is it? Why do they say you talk like a trucker? Why is that a thing? Like, why are truckers the worst talkers ever?
10-4, some bitch. Like, I don't know.
Like,
What is
vulgar? Like,
it? Who
you know
knows?
what I mean? Like, I don't get it.
Ray, it's usually sailor Mike, not trucker. But Mike and Steve, does Creed
true.
have the potential
Oh,
to be the next Jason Kelce and play for us for the next 11 years? Absolutely has the potential.
I think Beach is going to cut him this year.
Yeah,
No.
don't think so. Now, the Chiefs have a history of not paying centers the same way they don't pay
Yeah.
corners.
I think Creed might be different, though, right? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, potentially. That's the thing. It's like,
Mahomes
do they?
likes him. I think they like him.
Well, a lot of people thought that about L'Jarius Sneed, but they stuck to the script. So, Mike, your camera just did this weird thing. It scared me a little bit.
I unplugged my phone from the charger.
Oh, I think
So
you.
it
I
probably
thought
sent
your
a,
house was haunted for a second.
It probably sent like a shockwave through my computer.
Mike, Melissa said that's her sister actually in that video.
That's amazing. If that's really your sister, that's great. That girl's great. Like, she cracks me up, dude.
Yeah. So, let's see here. I had another comment. Where'd it go? Gamer Player says, "Will we get some respect this year for a change? Are the Chargers going to win the division per the analysts again?" Absolutely. I've already heard it. Already
Yeah,
heard
I've
it. Now that they have Harbaugh, and let's see, and it's also they have receivers now.
Cortland
They've
Sutton
always had
come out, Steve.
receivers.
Cortland Sutton come out and said, "This is the Broncos' year.
Well,
They're
Mike,
winning
of course,
everything this year."
of course, the players are going to say their team's going to win.
What's his name? Sean Payton. He interrupted mandatory minicamp because they were so good. He cut it short.
Mike, look, I have no
This is
problem
incredible.
I have no problem with Cortland Sutton saying that because those players have to have that sort of confidence, right? I mean, they're not going in there being like, dude, we're going to get smashed again. But, like, these analysts just do not freaking learn. The only thing I can say about it is they do it to get people to watch. They do it to get people talking.
Yeah, it's click farming, man. They got to get people stirred up and watching, you know?
Because no one in their right mind that actually analyzes football could look at the last 3 years and not pick the Chiefs. Like, if you're not picking the Chiefs again this year, then you're just a hater. Like, I mean, straight up. Like, it's just out of control. You saw what they were able to do last year with no freaking receivers. Last year was the year to try to get them, and no one got them. Like, that's the thing. So they're just getting better.
The roster's better this season.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
I just think we're going to be better this year. I think the offense is going to be more explosive. I don't think the defense takes a step back that much either.
Right. Mike and Steve, favorite NFL player right now outside the Chiefs roster, if you have one. There are a lot of players throughout the league that I do like. Now, are we talking like we like them personally, like we like their character, or do we like the way they play football? Because there's people that I absolutely can't stand, but I would love to have them play for the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. What about you, Mike? Do you have anybody off the top of your head that you actually really like in the NFL that's not a Chiefs player?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. I just don't routinely think about it.
I can't stand the guy at all, but I do enjoy watching him play football, and that's Max Crosby. Like, I would love to have that kind of intensity on our.
Well, yeah, like if you frame the question, name one player on any team that you'd love to put on this roster.
Well, that's different. See, that would be where I would put him. Like, maybe I might steal him. If I'm just going like favorite player, like who I think George Kittle's hilarious. Like, if you ever watch the interviews with him or anything, like he seems like a funny guy.
I kind of like. I liked Kirk Cousins when I watched him on quarterback.
Yeah.
Like,
you have
he was
to.
likable.
Such a dork, bro.
I mean, honestly, Mariota was likable too, right? Him and his wife, and I don't think anybody's that bad. Like, you think anybody's just sitting around doing voodoo on people? Jamar Chase,
Another
he's
player
probably
that
the biggest asshole.
Yeah, dude. Nobody
Something
wants to
about
see
him
that.
just strikes me as like he would be the worst person to hang out with.
Did
Jamar
you
Chase,
see
if you're
him?
watching this and you want to prove this wrong?
Yeah.
Don't bother coming on here. Go somewhere else and I'll watch it.
Did you see the picture of him and Grant Delpit at the Fashion Week in France or something?
I seen a picture of him in France. Was that what he was doing?
They looked stupid, dude. They looked so
Grant
dumb.
Delpit, bro.
Yeah,
You
like
remember
what's
when
funny?
Grant Delpit started off kind of crappy for the Browns, right? And we actually thought that'd be a nice trade target.
You kind of think it's funny that they're hanging out together and Grant Delpit knowing the whole time that he's going to get cooked by Jamar Chase like twice next year.
These are like supposed to be divisional,
Yeah.
bitter rivals, dude. Like
That's
NFL
a difference.
players
In,
do
that's a
not
difference in
take-
today's game.
Yeah, in today's game, these players do not hate each other like fan bases hate other fan
Right.
bases. They don't. Like, it is a business to them. And these all guys have been growing up playing AAU ball together, high school, college. They've all transferred to 14 different colleges.
So
They've played with everybody. So
another player, Ethan, that I respect, but I didn't necessarily like him ever, for obvious reasons. Von Miller, and that's just because of the respect he showed to DT all the time. Like, he even wore the number 58 because of Derek Thomas. Like, so I did like that. I don't know. There's a few out there. I mean, Henry's always fun to watch, but I don't love him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. There's a few out there.
yeah. I can't name any off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Though.
Brenda says, did you see where Fanside said Chiefs teammates are telling Butker his job is in jeopardy this year because of the rule change? No, I didn't. But I did figure that a lot of places were going to use that as like clickbait, because after Dave Tobe said that he might not have to kick off, and then they already hated Harrison Butker just because he existed and gave a speech, I figured this was going to be like twisted into a talking point. And it didn't happen as much as I thought, but I see someone finally went
Wait, so
with it.
Fanside had said that the Chiefs teammates are telling them this?
That's so stupid. Yeah, the freaking best kicker in the league, the one that literally has ice cold blood in his
Like, look,
veins.
are you gonna
the
trust-
biggest balls in the history of the NFL?
Look, I love Justin Reed, but are you going to trust him to kick a 65-yard field goal to go
Hell
to the Super Bowl
no.
or something?
I want
No
Harrison
way.
Butker all day, every day. I take Butker over Justin Tucker. I don't
Butker
care.
carries those balls around in a barrel, dude. We've already talked about
Yeah.
this. Like, this dude's insane when he plays football.
Yeah. Brenda, I figured somebody was going to twist that into a story eventually. I'm surprised it didn't
But look,
happen.
I do think Dave Tobe and Andy Reid will use these advantages, like these rules to their advantage, and they may kick off with Justin
Well, why
Reed, but I
wouldn't
think
you? Because that's
to
an extra
protect-
defender on the field, and plus
yeah, and it's to
Harrison
protect
Butker.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mike, Ray says that you forgot about Puka Nakua.
Oh. You know, I don't dislike. You know who I kind of like? No, I'll take that back. I ain't even going to say it.
I kind of want to know now. There must be a reason you took it back.
I kind of like. No, there's really not. I kind of like Matt Stafford.
Yeah, I mean, he's just you kind of gotta respect Matt Stafford.
Well, I kind of thought Matt Stafford was getting a short stick of things up there in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
But then, I don't know. Like, I wonder how Detroit would have been if they would have kept him and just brought in Dan Campbell.
Oh, they would have been much better. I mean, I'm not saying that Jared Goff's not as good as Matt Stafford. Absolutely not. But you know what's funny is in the last 30 games, did you know that Jared Goff?
Yeah.
Now, was that counting? Oh, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, he has more passing touchdowns than Joe Burrow. Is that counting like the injury games though? Because that's just obvious.
Games? Like when Burrow's just missing games?
Yeah, that's obvious. Like, how was that worded? I have to look it up.
I'll bring it up. I got it.
What do you got? I want to know. Now I'm interested.
I'll bring it up. Here we go.
Quarterback Jared Goff has more touchdown passes since 2020 than Joe Burrow. It should not blow anybody's mind in hindsight because of the injuries that Joe Burrow's been through.
Look, I like Joe Burrow. Okay. I like him okay.
No, you don't. Look at that
don't.
face.
But
Look at that little Macaulay Culkin looking face.
Look, that dude, every time I watch Home Alone now, I cheer for the robbers.
Because of Joe Burrow.
Because of Joe Burrow. He's made me cheer for Harry and Marv. I can't take it anymore.
Oh, anyway, Ricky Pearsall. That's what K. Wayne says. He says you love Ricky Pearsall.
I love Ricky Pearsall. That's a good one, K.
Pretty
Wayne.
Ricky.
Did you know
he got signed? They signed his contract today, guaranteed, fully guaranteed.
Well, he's awesome. And by the way, this is why they're not worrying about re-signing back Ayuk, because they got Ricky Pearsall in the tank. And look, I just seen a thing today, and I like this. It's funny that this didn't come out before draft day. It's funny because people don't ever want to give Mike any gas about Ricky Pearsall and his wide receiver happiness. But check it out. I told you that Ricky Pearsall was not getting enough love, and then this statistical place that they go through and they clock things for like college football and different things, and they determine like your athleticness and everything. They come out and said Ricky Pearsall was the number one wide receiver out of the whole list on almost every athletic scale there was, and said that they to their specifics, he should be the best wide receiver to translate to the NFL. And Xavier Worthy, I think, was number 2 or number 3. So that was pretty high for us, right? But Ricky Pearsall, number 1. I think I convinced them. I think they watched the channel, and I think I convinced them.
I think you did, too. Not for sure, but maybe. Appreciate you guys being here one more time. I want to bring this up real quick while everybody's still hanging out tonight. We're getting awfully close to the end of the month. So before June is over, go to patreon.com/allchieftUp and sign up for our Patreon. It is $1 $1 a month to be a member on Patreon. Let me repeat, $1. Go sign up over there, patreon.com/allchieftUp. If you are a member over there, every month you will be automatically entered to win a piece of signed Chiefs memorabilia. If you're a member before the end of June, on July 1st, we're giving away this Will Shields jersey, the signed Will Shields jersey. You got to love it. If you want a chance to win that bad boy, get over there and sign up for that. Also, we just dropped a video a few days ago. We'll be dropping another one here soon. You'll get extra footage over there, extra content, if you will. But go sign up. It's just a freaking $1. Win that jersey. I want somebody cool to win that jersey.
Yeah. And by the way, if you're not a member here, do that too. $4.99. We do members only giveaways, members only live streams.
What are we giving away on the members only live in July?
The first Thursday in July. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the first Thursday is July 4th.
Yeah, so we're probably
probably not doing the July 4th. So we'll be the second Thursday in July, which is going to be, let me bring it up. I think it's going to be the 11th. It's the 11th. So on July the 11th, we'll be giving away are we giving away? X Factor?
Dante Hall.
Yeah, we're giving away X Factor. Dante Hall jersey here. So look, for just $6, you got 2 chances to win some of the best memorabilia that you can frame.
Yeah, here it is. K. Wayne says, what is this Patreon you speak of?
I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. I wasn't listening, so it's okay.
Never listen to me.
K. Wayne says, what's this Patreon you speak of? Well, hell, it's right here. Go join that bad boy. Go join that bad boy. You know, I think for the next episode of Patreon, because we always try to do fun stuff over there that people don't really care about on YouTube. Like, not that people won't care about, just like when you're on YouTube, you got to worry about the algorithm and like what people will click that day.
YouTube they'll crush
blah,
you.
blah, blah. Over on Patreon, we do what we want. So recently we put together our all-time Chiefs team on the last video. And the next video, I think we're going to do a bracket of Kansas City barbecue. So we're gonna see who wins all Chiefed Up's freaking Sweet 16 of Kansas City barbecue.
You know, and there's one on there though that we've never tried, and it's going to be disappointing.
How do you know? I haven't even made the bracket yet.
But I'm just saying, if you, because you're not going to put it on the bracket because we haven't tried it, and so people's going to be sad. But is that Chef J?
Chef J, yeah, I do want to try that.
We've never tried that, and I
want
to try it.
Just a little bit of backstory on Chef J. I'm pretty sure he's the same guy that opened Char Bar, which we've ate at.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he had something to do with Char Bar.
Speaking of barbecue and Char Bar and everything else, too, Steve, camp is coming up. And in our last episode, we talked about all the dates.
That dog's pumped about camp, baby.
That dog is horned about everything. I wish it was as horned up about shutting up as barking, but not so much. But listen to this one. We got to pick our camp days. We've got to decide what day we're doing Chew with the Crew.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. If you're still here, let us know in the comments. Would you guys be interested in Chew with the Crew? And if so, just throw out a random date you would like. It's going to be a weekday. It's going to be between Monday and Thursday.
Mike, would you like to explain to people that don't know what Chew with the Crew is?
Right. So look, Chew with the Crew, last year, we got together. We went to, where did we
Zarda.
go last year? We went to Zarda in Blue Springs. Okay. And we met up, and a lot of ACU crew was there, and we all just got together. We had dinner. We ate. We walked around. We talked with you guys. We give away some autographed posters. Lance from the Spoken was there. Haley Lewis was there, who does a lot of things. She's with KC Sports Network right now. She was there. I don't know if they'll be back this year. I think Lance wants to come. I think Trevor might even be invited if Trevor's allowed. I don't know.
Yeah,
if Lance
we'll
will
try
let
to
him
get
come.
we'll try to get another surprise person.
But yeah, we might get some more people going. Last year, Pete Sweeney was supposed to come, and he bailed.
He said
didn't
no.
like
That's a conflict of interest.
He said
they
it was
make
a conflict of interest.
they make fun of my name every time they say it, so I'm not going.
Pete Sweeney, baby.
Pete
So, yeah.
Sweeney.
So what we're gonna try to do it again. So we'll get together. We'll pick a place. Everybody can come hang out. Last year we sold tickets so that we wouldn't overrun the staff. But look, I feel like it's not important because my thing is, if you overrun the staff, then guess what? You
What?
just got them a lot of business on a Tuesday or
we're doing them
Wednesday.
something good. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog?
I want to pet that dog.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, we'll get all that together. We'll let everybody know. We'll give you a good heads up. That way, if you'd like to come hang out, we can definitely do so. And we also like meeting people at camp. We met a few people at camp last year. Sorry, Cobra Kai Ty
Cobra Kai Ty
was there. He was one of them. We also had a few people walking up and talking to us that that watched the show. And
There
it was
was a
fun. It was
guy
fun
that-
meeting people.
There was an older gentleman. I don't want to say super old. I mean, he was like 60. He was like an older gentleman, maybe in his 50s. But he came up and he was like, dude, what's going on? He's like, I watch you all the time. And we're like, cool, thanks, bro. And he instantly, he didn't want to bother us, so he just kept walking. And we never got his name. Well, I don't know who he is.
Yeah. Just
if
come
you're-
talk to us.
If you're watching,
hang out.
by the way, yeah. We don't know. We actually ran into Dan Harms there too last year. He was there
Yeah,
with
we
his
saw.
daughter.
Yeah, we saw Dan. That was cool.
Dude, that'd be cool. I think Dan wants to get together with us this time and have dinner one night too. Maybe we get Dan to come out.
Yeah, Dan would be a cool one to have out.
Dan could come out maybe. I know you guys, some of you guys don't like, certain things, but we're all just
I think there's a lot of people here that do
Chiefs
like
Kingdom, maybe.
like.
Yeah, maybe we get
original.
Dan to come out and do it. He may do it. I'm not for sure if he will or not, but I could ask him.
Be worth the shot.
But yeah,
We'll
it's gonna
find
be a
somebody.
fun time.
Heck yeah, man! I'm excited for camp to get started. Like absolutely.
Amy said, I'd love to see you guys. I'm only 4 hours away. Hey, we're only 8 hours away. And
Dude,
so
was it?
we
who was it? There's
Jay
a couple.
Kelce drove in last year from Iowa to hang out.
Was it
with
Iowa? Yeah, I know he drove. He
Yeah.
drove quite a bit.
He drove in from Iowa.
There
Kay
was a few.
Wayne come in from like Michigan, wherever he was hanging out the night before.
Kay
he
Wayne
come
was
in
in.
and hung out.
He was in Grand Rapids or wherever. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we had a lot of people drive out. I think our boy Shane Boring.
Yeah, he
I feel
drove
like
in.
he wasn't from there. I feel like he came in with his girlfriend, and they drove in from a little while out. So it was kind of cool.
Yeah,
We had a lot of fun, and yeah, I want to do it again this year, mainly for the barbecue. But yeah, you guys can come too. I mean, daggone.
yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah. What's up, Plain Rock? I see you, man. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, dude, that'd be cool. Tristan says, Mike, have you met any Chiefs players? Yeah, we've met a lot of
We've
them.
met yeah. I talked to Patrick Mahomes when he was a rookie. I met Patrick Mahomes at camp, and I've actually got video of it. I've got video and I got pictures. I talked to him when he's a rookie. You know how everybody's down there trying to get autographs at the end of practice, right? He was a rookie. Alex Smith was still on the team. He was signing some stuff, and I was right there in front of him. And, of course, I didn't have nothing to sign. And, I mean, I would have. I'd give them a hat or something, but they're kids. They sign for children, basically.
Yeah. Well, you're never trying to get an autograph usually.
Right. And
Like,
so I was like, Pat, dude, I was like, I got to ask you a question. He's like, yeah. I mean, he said, here, I'll do it like Pat. He's like, yeah. And so I was like, bro, are you going to sit out here and sign autographs for every one of these kids? And he was like, no. He's like, Coach Reed will kill me. I got to get in there and watch film. and I'm dead serious. I was like, well, he's going to really, he was scared to death of Coach Reed. Like, he was like, I can only sign like 2 more. And so he signed 2 more, and he's like, I'll see you, man. And then he darted out. But, like, yeah, so I spoke to him a little bit. Last year, Kelce was running around talking to a lot of people. And that sucker went to the opposite side of the field.
2 years. I think it was a couple years ago. I briefly talked to Travis Kelce, Frank Clark,
Yeah.
Who else? I don't remember. There's quite a few, but then actually at other games, like at their away games, because where we live at around Louisville, sometimes we'll go to their away games if they're in Indianapolis or Tennessee.
Cincinnati, Tennessee.
Yeah, so pre-game at some of those, we've talked to Jamal Charles,
Sean McGrath.
Niall Davis, Tamba Hali.
Brandon Flowers.
Who was the other defensive end with Tamba?
Brandon Flowers was a good one.
Who was it? Justin Houston?
Justin Houston. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wait.
Yeah,
Dude,
so
the one I
quite
wanted
a
to
few.
meet was I really wanted to see Eric Berry at one of those, and we never did get to
No, I love Eric Berry,
talk
though.
with Eric
That'd
Berry.
been cool.
So that kind of sucks, but
Yeah.
oh wait, Brian says Shane's out here by me. Okay, so I thought Shane drove in a little further, but he didn't. I don't think Brian had to drive in too far from Blue Springs. Oh, Brian, you coming back this year if we chew with the crew? Last year he brought his wife. We got to meet his wife. I don't know how in the world she puts up with Brian Parrott, but she was there. And so, yeah, we met the wife. We met Jay. Jay brought his wife too. We met a lot of wives.
There's a lot of people there.
And
That's cool.
husbands and
Gamer
was
Player says Priest Holmes was the coolest guy I ever met by far. I never
dude,
met
that would be
Priest.
sick to be able to talk to Priest.
Yeah, for sure, man. Let's see. Chief KT in the house. What's up, man? Ain't seen you in a while. He says, do y'all think Tyron wished he would hook less? Man, I don't know. I think, man, I loved the Honey Badger, by the way. Like, absolutely loved him when he was here. Now, the last year he was here, he let the fans get under his skin too much. On Twitter, a little bit too much. Then he made some business decisions in his final year with the Chiefs that I think kind of put the nail in the coffin there. He was not tackling. He was doing a lot of things. Just, I don't know. I think the course had been ran. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think Tyrann Mathieu was making a lot of business decisions when he was here. He didn't want to hit. He wasn't wanting to do a lot of things. So, I don't know. I don't dislike Tyrann Mathieu. Tyrann Mathieu's another guy. Is a pretty cool dude. His wife is actually really nice. I think her name is, hold up, it just slipped my mind. It was right there.
It's okay.
Dude, she's super nice, though. She's got her own clothing company. She had one opened up in KC. I don't know if she's still in KC with it or if she took it down to New Orleans, but
Yeah,
Sydney is her name.
Melissa says we have an amazing bar we built in our small town and would love to have you guys come there. If that's an option, we would have a killer party. Where are you at, Melissa?
Dude, we could swing in the night before or the night after. It depends on where it is. We travel from Louisville to KC, so it'd probably have to be on like this
And
side.
we like to drive. We don't fly, so we drive. We like road tripping.
We drive. We like to road trip. We like to stop at convenience
I
stores. We like
love
to pay way
crappy
too much for gas.
crappy truck stops are great.
Dude.
I love them. Yeah, I love it, man.
Why is it we always find a random like Hooters to stop at? And we don't even eat Hooters.
Hooters.
But almost every time we've went
I
to
don't
Kansas
think
City,
we've ever
stopped
stopped
at a
at the
random
Hooters.
Hooters. Not
Maybe
me and you
once.
together, but Pops. Dude, we went like 3 times.
You trying to say
Hooters.
Pops loves Hooters?
Pops must love the Hoots. Did you know they're rebranding Hooters as just Hoots? Does that sound disgusting or what?
Yeah, that's stupid. Ray says, according to Jason McIntyre of Fox Sports, Aaron Rodgers at 40 is still better than Mahomes. Your thoughts? Jason McIntyre is a slap
Dude,
nut.
he is one of the worst, most unbearable trolls on the planet. When
Is that moron that's
Yes.
on Colin Cowherd?
Yes.
Yeah, that guy's
an idiot, dude.
dude.
This
He
dude
might
probably never once played a snap of football in his life. And
absolutely.
he's trying
not.
to talk about it.
Mike.
Like,
He's
what
probably
a nerd. He probably got swirled in high school from the football players he's covering right now.
absolutely.
Acting
He's
like
he's like
he's
the
cool.
40-year-old version. That's him, just talking sports.
What are you talking about?
That guy is
Shut
literally
up.
one of the dumbest people I've ever listened to, and I don't listen to him anymore because of it. It's like I think I saw
Why
a
did
few
you have to
clips.
get
I'm
me
like,
fired up over this idiot right now?
I didn't know who he's talking about at first, but God bless that guy's dumb.
Yeah, he sucks. Melissa says she's 30 minutes north of St. Joe. So when we go to St. Joe, we usually have like lunch and stuff in St. Joe. Last year we checked out a cool Mexican restaurant. It was awesome. Remember they had that signed bat that I wanted? I signed up for it.
Barbosas?
Yeah, that was the
Is
name.
that what it was called?
And I was like, I want that bat. And he was like, dude, I'll give it to you if you win. I was like, well,
If you
thanks.
win, you have to sign up. Yeah.
You have to sign up. And I was like, well, that sucks. Melissa, maybe
yeah.
you can grab a van, come down to St. Joe's, and have a lunch with us.
Well, either way, Melissa, send us an email, allchieftub@gmail.com. Let's know what the bar is and stuff, and we'll try to work something out. Maybe we can do like a little meet up north for a little while, and then do one back
Meet
in
up
KC.
north.
Yeah, why not?
That could be closer to some people that can't get to KC as well, I guess. So don't mind doing that. We're just going to have a whole stop. Who did it? Who was the guy that just did that and raised a bunch of money for charity? Tom Grossi?
Don't know. I guess. Is he the
He
weird
went to
guy
like
that
different
does
countries and stuff.
he does the Packers cast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He went to
think it
every
was him.
stadium. He went to every stadium or something like that.
Yeah,
I
he
think.
went like to Europe and stuff. That's crazy. Could you imagine if somebody was like, "Dude, come to Europe"?
Well, I mean, if I was making a meal, if I was making a meal a year off of YouTube, I would do the same stuff.
right?
I mean, I would give back if I was making a freaking $1 million a year on YouTube. But that goes without saying. Gamer Player talking about Jason McIntyre. He says, having listened to him, we are all now dumber. Hey, we award you no points, Jason
No
McIntyre,
points.
and may God
May
have mercy
God
on your
have
soul.
mercy on your soul.
Enrique, member for 8 months now, he says Jason is the biggest slap nuts ever.
Dude, he sucks. Like I want to be nice, but he sucks.
Gary lives in St. Joe. Gary, you got to come hang out and have lunch with us.
There
or
you go,
something,
Gary.
man. Well, we'll make
we
it
already
happen.
got Gary. Melissa's heading down. We're already gonna have a meet up in St. Joe and having a little lunch.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
K Wayne says, "What? You don't make $1 million off of YouTube? What?" Well, hey, believe it or not, there's probably only one guy in the Chiefs niche that is somewhere close to that. But no, we don't, K Wayne.
No, I wish. If I made $1 million off YouTube, you know what I'd do? I'd give out like I'd do some fire giveaways. Like I'd buy season tickets for like 5 people for the season.
Yeah, for sure.
I would just I'd be handing out like Oprah out here. I'd be
That'd
like,
be
you win a
awesome.
car and you win I do that a lot, dude. I like even Christmas. I like to shop way more than I have. and just
Christmas
give
is
it to
awesome.
people.
Yeah,
Right.
Christmas
Like I love doing that. So that's kind
Don't
of why
get me started on Christmas, Mike. It's only, do you know there's
there we
only
go.
28 more Mondays, baby, and we'll be at Christmas time.
Right. Are you
Not that I'm
pumped?
keeping track
Are you
or
horned up
anything.
about it?
I don't know. I don't
Steve,
keep
you
track.
getting a blue chew going for Christmas?
Be like Elf. Hey, I'll be jousting in an elf costume, baby.
Right. Sam says, you think Miles Battle makes the 53? I don't. Right now, I do not think Miles Battle can
Man.
make the 53. I think he's a little
No
too
pun
raw.
intended, but he's gonna have to battle it out with
But
a lot of people.
I like what he brings, and I like his intangibles. I just think he's too far behind what we have because we've went through and we think they're going to take 5 or 6. And so who's he cracking? I don't think he's going to crack. He's not beating, Watson.
I don't want to
Williams,
know
and
who Miles
McDuffie.
Battle's cracking, bro.
Well, he can't be cracking no more than that dude from the Eagles. Did you guys enjoy that video that we put out the other day where we were
If you
cracking
didn't
up
watch
at that
it,
dude?
if you didn't watch our video yesterday, go back and watch that one.
About the Eagles player that ran out on the prostitute?
That's too funny.
Dude. Steve,
Too funny.
tomorrow but to answer the question, Miles Battle, I like what he brings. He could get a practice squad invite, but look, if Khalif Hallisey couldn't do it last year, I don't know if Miles Battle could do it this year, to be honest.
Agreed. TGZ with a 2 bomb says you're $2 closer to $1 million now.
Let's go.
Let's go. Almost
No,
there.
YouTube's taxing that, my boy.
Almost there. Yeah. Shoot. That $2. We just only got $1.30 of that.
We
No.
might have just made about 40 cents.
Appreciate you, my man. M&M's from St. Joe, K. Wayne says, yeah, I remember somebody else brought that up. I guess he was originally
M&M.
born in St. Joe.
And then he moved
and then
to
went to
8 Mile.
Detroit. Yeah, then went to Detroit. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
That's funny.
and
Do they
random.
have anything up in St. Joe about Eminem? Like, does he have like a billboard or like the home
I
of
don't know. I doubt it. Mike,
Smash and Dash?
I think
dude.
I think some of these people watched the video, baby.
Yeah, they did.
Smash and Dash. She says, Ray says, I love that video. Gamer Player says, Dick and Dash.
Oh, dude, that was
Scott-
straight up wild.
Scott with the Smash and Dash. Gamer
The
Player called it
Smash
the
and
Philly
Dash.
Special, baby. That was the Philly Special.
Dude, that was a good one. The Philly special. Man, I should have.
Mike, we missed an
I should've come up
opportunity
with that
there.
one.
Yeah.
Dude, The tush push.
A quick dip and skip, baby.
You tush pushing, man. Are you kidding me?
Are we at 30K yet? Hit them subs, y'all. We're not. We're close, though. We're getting close.
Dude, we're so close. Like, we're nipping on the hills. We should get it before.
The off-season is tough to deal with.
Yeah, the off-season's bad. Like, we talked to, like, different creators and things, and they talk about as soon as summertime comes around, like, people just do things. And it just... And YouTube's weird because we've talked about this time and time again. YouTube is a game. Like, you have to play it. And I know a lot of people say clickbait and this and that and everything else, but dude, you have to do certain things because they will crush you. So, like, it sucks for us to put in all the time and effort and then release a video. And if we don't get 2,000 of you guys to watch it within the first 2 hours, they'll cut it. They won't even show it to people.
Let me tell you this.
They won't even show it to people.
We could have Patrick Mahomes on the show and do an hour interview with him. And if we didn't, like, package it up properly with the right thumbnail, the right title, release it at the right time, like play the game, no one would ever see it. Yeah, it's insane.
It's really strange how YouTube works. It's so weird. Like, you would think just put out good content and it'll come, and that's what they say. And that is true to a certain extent, but boy, you have to play it hard.
Yeah, Kim says, how the heck do I send a donation? Good question. If one of you guys could help her, that would be awesome. Should be I don't know. Was it super chat? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. There's super chats.
Super thanks.
Super thank yous.
Yep.
That's what people
also,
do.
Another way to support the channel too, outside of super chats and stuff, you can go to our store. It's merch.allchiefedup.com.
Oh yeah.
You can get t-shirts, hoodies, which I know it's summer right now. You don't want hoodies, but there's t-shirts, tumblers, hats, all kinds of stuff.
All year round though, right? I'm wearing long sleeves right now, and it's hot as hell in here.
So why are you doing that to yourself? Sometimes in the summertime, I will say this, and you'll notice if you ever look at our comments in the summer, there'll always be a couple old guys in there that's like, why the hell are you boys wearing hoodies?
Don't you have AC?
No, I have AC on.
And
that's
works
why.
A lot. It works so well.
Yeah, I know it's July. My AC's on 60 and I'm wearing a hoodie. It's fantabulous.
When I sleep at night, my room is like a cave. It is like air conditioner on high as it can go, icicles. There's 2 fans going, and I'm bundled up in like hoodies because that's comfortable. Did you know you sleep better when it's cold? There was a research.
Yeah, for sure. It's dark and cold, man. Everybody knows that.
Be a bear. I'm like a bear.
Be a bear. Gary Holland says Eminem's mom used to work at Cracker Barrel. They're in St. Joe, I guess. That's hilarious.
This is great. Like, we should do an Eminem tour of St. Joe.
That's so funny.
I wonder if he's going to have his new album released by then.
I don't know. He's trying to bring back the old stuff. And it's funny because nowadays people are way more sensitive than they used to be.
Yeah, these kids
so he
don't have it.
So
Gen
he comes
Z has
back.
No idea, do they?
Mike, he's doing stuff that's like 10% as offensive as it was back then, and they're having a meltdown, bro.
Dude, for real. Like 2001 Eminem, these people would have had a hemorrhage.
One of my favorite things to do in the last week, and because someone at work showed me this, but if you just go on TikTok and you go to Gen Zers reacting to old Eminem records, it's hilarious. Just go do it.
Wow.
Like they don't know what to think, bro. It's
Hey,
kind of like
Jessica, how are you?
Hey, Jessica, what's up? It's kind of like the Chappelle Show. Like if you show a Gen Zer the Chappelle Show, their jaw hits the ground. Like because it's
I
like
love the Chappelle Show. It cracked me
so
up.
it's so good. Gamer Player says, any news heard about Bakhtiari to KC? Well, Gamer Player, funny that you ask, and we'll answer that question on the pod we'll be dropping tomorrow.
Yeah.
So me and Mike going to be talking about that a lot here in a little bit. So spare us for now. If you could wait until tomorrow, that'd be freaking awesome. Yeah, but appreciate all you guys for being here.
Bakhtiari.
Do us a favor, hit the like button if you haven't. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do that. We're going to be here for a few more minutes because we got a lot of content to work on right after this. So we'll be working on that soon. Get your last questions in. If you have any questions you wanted us to answer before we get out of here tonight, go ahead and get those in the chat. But yeah, pretty fun night. Just a recap. I think, like, first of all, the headline story is more like Kelce don't give a rat's ass that his ring is wrong. No one cares about the 7 seed by Miami. And then Charles Omenihu, it's looking pretty good in his working his way back from
Yeah.
that knee injury. I think he's going to get back quicker than people think.
I think that's big too, Steve, because you know me, I've not been the hugest like proponent of us having the deepest and best pass rush.
Right, but I think
But for some
does
reason, nobody
does your
cares.
tune change a little bit if Charles
If
Omenihu's
he's
healthy?
yeah.
Right, because he was so
Again-
dominant last year.
What if he doesn't come back though? Like what if he doesn't come back perfect? Because that's a mental issue too, man.
Yeah. I think he'll be fine though. He seems to be very confident in himself, like almost to a fault. Like sometimes on Twitter and stuff, it comes off a little
yeah.
like, I'm not sure about this cat, but I do like him. Don't get me wrong. I like him as a player. I think he's an excellent player, and he did get enough respect for what he was able to do in a short amount of time last year.
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm excited about it. I'd like to see him back and healthy and what he can do. Mike, we got a freaking 5-bomb from Perry. He says, loving the podcast.
go.
Glad to help keep this dream alive. Let's go, baby. Appreciate the 5, Perry.
Perry,
You got to throw some
what's
legendaries in the chat for Perry. Thanks for the
Man.
dono.
I love the name Perry. And you want to know why? All the coolest people in the world are named Perry. Luke Perry. Who didn't want to be like Luke Perry, by the way?
Matthew Perry.
Matthew Perry. He was the best part of Friends. And then we used to have a guy named Perry that used to play for UK's basketball team. He used to shoot the three. Remember that? I forget his first name.
Yeah.
But his name was something Perry. And I feel like he was from Kentucky, actually. And he could shoot the three. He was lights out, baby.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Now you're
do?
bugging. Now I got to look it up.
I know. You got to find Bobby Perry.
Yeah.
Bobby frickin' Perry. I love it.
Bobby
Appreciate you,
Perry.
Perry. You're the man. Or lady. I don't know. Perry could be a man
Yeah.
or a woman's name, huh? Look at that.
Well, Mike, you know, the Gen Zers will like that.
The Gen Zers, yeah. Look at me.
Heck yeah, gamer player. Yeah, you guys definitely try to take your time tomorrow if you can. I know you guys lead busy lives and you're doing a lot of different things, and there's a lot of other stuff to watch on YouTube, even if you're just chilling. But we'll be dropping a video tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 p.m. Central. It would be huge if you guys can just take a second, go click on the video, watch the whole thing, like it, comment, all that good stuff. The more our subs watch those like early, the more YouTube helps. So definitely would appreciate if you guys can do that. Amy says, what are your thoughts on the possibility of the Chiefs trading for Cam Robinson from the Jags? I don't like it. So Amy, I'm not really keen on any trades at this point. Like, to be quite honest about it, I've seen a lot of different trade scenarios brought up. We talked about one where it was Sky Moore for a 7th round draft pick from the Cowboys next season, which is absolutely stupid. And then there was another one I saw earlier. Someone was proposing a trade. I almost sent it to you, Mike, because I was like, check this out. And I forgot because I was busy. I can't remember. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel like the Chiefs really need to do anything at this juncture. I feel like if they add anyone else, it would have to be defensive line depth. Maybe a running back if they're not, sold on Deneric Prince or Reese Zamet or somebody like that being able to contribute. Yeah, I don't know. And obviously the left tackle's a thing that people are bringing up a lot. I think we did one video where we talked about a trade scenario where they're talking about us getting Jack Conklin.
Conklin, Steve.
Look, baby, I'm all on the Kingsley Suamataia train. I think he's going to start. I think he's going to be a starting left tackle, and I think he's going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, I think Kingsley's going to figure it out. Dude, we loved Kingsley. We were maybe one of the first ones on that kid. And, dude, how crazy. How crazy,
Yeah.
though.
It is crazy because it's nuts because we brought him up, and then it became like the hot thing, like maybe a month after that.
And then usually when that happens, you're like, oh, back burner is never going to happen.
But we
right?
stuck to our guns, and we said, damn it, they're going to take Kingsley, and they did. So Chief
A little
Kelce.
later than we thought.
Chief Kelce sliding in here saying, sleep buck naked with the AC at 70 and no more than a sheet. Is that the best way to get good sleep?
Feel buck naked out here.
So there's actually a country artist that's from the same, he's from the same county in Kentucky that we're from. And we obviously knew him when we were younger. His name's Shane Payton, but he goes by LV Shane. I don't know if any of y'all have heard him. He had like a platinum song like My Boy or something. But he actually has a song on his new record called Buck Ass Naked with the Fan on High. And that's what you made me think of, Chief Kelce. I feel like you would like that song. You're going to listen to it next time you're going to sleep.
That's a weird song title.
It sounds like it's kind of really old, like honky tonkish. Like I don't know. It's kind of funny song. Yep.
Tristan says, "Do y'all see Montreal Washington making the team?" I mean, I thought he looked okay when he come in and returned some last year, but I just can't see him cracking that top. And I still think 6 over 7. I just can't get there.
I don't think so. It's a tough battle right now. I think obviously they're looking at like 6 receivers probably, and I think they'll use Nico Remigio as a returner if he makes the squad. I just don't see a place for Washington to fit. I don't. And that's not a knock on him. It's just it's going to be tough, dude.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
Pretty wild, man. Pretty wild.
It's going to be fun to watch that play out. Like I'm very interested to see what they do. Like last year, Mike, very early on, we said 7 receivers, and here's who they're going to be, and that's exactly what happened. This year, I don't feel that confident. Like it's kind of like I don't know which way they're going to go.
King Jamie says, I agree the Chiefs only need a few spots for depth. We're looking fantastic. I think this is one of the best rosters that Veach has put together. Like, straight up. I really do. Mark says, Mike, I'm still being charged 10 for Patreon. Isn't it supposed to be $1? It
Absolutely.
is $1.
You can just go change it. You can change that,
Yeah,
Mark.
you can change it. If you were on there before, or you can choose to do 10. You can do, I think you can donate as much as you want per month. I don't know. But yeah, you can do it. I think you just have to go change it. I'm not for sure how Patreon actually works. I don't really.
It's, so Mark, on your membership, there's different, like we added the $1 tier. That way people could sign up for $1. You're more than welcome to go change to that $1 tier. So, you just have, I think you have to go do it in your settings or something like that.
Right.
On your profile.
Jessica says, have you guys ever thought about doing a travel trip to meet your subs? I wouldn't mind doing it. I think right now, I don't know if it would.
I don't think we're big enough at the moment.
30K seems like a lot of subs, but I think when you break that down over the span of how many per city, I think the majority probably is in Kansas and Missouri.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
Then again,
not everybody.
Then again, I don't know. Maybe once we hit about 100,000, you can do it, possibly. Maybe. I just don't want to go to places and then show up and there's like 2 dudes and they don't even know who we are. And they're like, why are y'all boys here? And we're like, we're just in town to meet people.
Maybe you could do it in small scale and plan it beforehand. That way you know.
Yeah, you have to plan it.
Yeah.
Well, we used to do that a lot anyways. We played music. We traveled. We had to tour.
We booked our own tours.
We would book our own tours and travel out to where. So, I mean, we're not crazy, like, foreign to the idea. So, appreciate the question.
Yep. Well, Mike, I think it's time for us to let everybody get back to their normal lives. Relax, get some sleep, whatever you want to do. Me and Mike will be working on a video for tomorrow. We'll be dropping it at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure to watch that for us. But appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please do us a favor and take 2 seconds, hit that thing on the way out of here. Help get us out to more people. That way they can see the replay. But Mike, you got anything left for the ACU crew tonight?
I don't. You guys are awesome. Thanks for spending the night with us.
I have something for them.
For the thousands here in attendance tonight and for the millions watching at home on TV. Oh, let's get ready to suck it!
Yeah.
There goes a sight from my soul.